I grew up here in Sharon, so a lot of you guys... It is so crazy to be here and to see so many familiar faces. And I'm so excited for this show. It's going to be a great show. This is actually our first sold-out show of the summer. We are beyond pumped, and also beyond hot already. But by a show of hands, whose first Hyannis Sound show is this? Oh, all right. All right, well, thank you guys for coming. A little bit of backstory as to what you're looking at here. So we are Hyannis Sound. We're a 10-person professional all-male group, and we sing all up and down Cape Cod and occasionally off Cape all summer long. The group's been around since 1994, which makes this actually our 26th summer and our 25th annual reunion, which means we're having a big reunion concert this year where we're trying to bring back all 103 people who have ever been in this group. It's going to be a wild show. That's going to be in August. We'll hear a little bit more about that later. But back in '94, this guy Townsend said, well, Cape Cod's cool and singing's cool. What if I try and put them together? So we grabbed 10 college-age guys and tried to scramble together some sort of summer. They had to fight to get performances and had a couple weekly shows where they would sing for, a couple bucks and free chicken fingers. And now it is our full-time job. We get to do this as a living for the summer, and it is a crazy opportunity. But enough about that. Let's get some music going. This next song is going to be brought to you by one of our new guys, and it's going to be about a very wealthy woman. 2, 3. You're a rich girl, but it's gone too far, and you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money. You can rely on the old man's money. You're a rich girl, but it's gone too far, and you know it don't matter anyway. It's money, but it won't get you too far, get you too far. Get you too far, get you. You really want to get you too far, get you too far, get you too far, get you too far. Don't you dare. And it was arranged by my friend Will somewhere behind me. Good job. There he is. Anyways, my name is Jordan. I'm 21 years old, and this is my first summer at Hyannis Sound. Just
means it's my first summer being on Cape Cod and my first time ever in Sharon. And I am so happy that I'm getting such a warm welcome. You guys are such a lovely crowd. It's
Literally
awesome. Literally warm. Very, very hot here. Anyways, I graduated from Amherst College about 5 weeks ago. Neuroscience and music, and I'm going to be doing something with that in September. So we'll figure that out soon. But anyways, we were lucky enough to go tubing today with the Goldstein family. They took us out in their boat, and it brought me back to the last time I went tubing, which was actually on a family vacation in Jamaica. And while I was there, I made a very unusual friend. So my family visited this resort for the day when we were in Jamaica, and we heard rumors that there was going to be someone super, super famous at the resort. And I think 10-year-old me was kind of excited by this idea, but was kind of focused on tubing, so we went out tubing. And then when we came back, we were having lunch, and I saw in the distance a face none other than Paul McCartney.
Sir Paul McCartney.
Sir Paul McCartney. And as a Beatles fan, as a musician, I was kind of like, oh my God, this guy's incredible. And so I thought I could sneakily take a photo of him. So I got out my camera, and I start taking a photo of him, and I see in the lens of the camera, Paul McCartney's face turned towards me, and we make eye contact through the camera. And I'm thinking, there's no way he sees me. He's like 100 feet away. It's not, you know, I shouldn't be worried about anything. But I put the camera down, and I see him start walking in my direction. I was like, oh, he's probably just trying to get something. Like, this has nothing to do with me. And then he starts sprinting in my direction. And at that point, I'm a little freaked out. I don't know what to do. But Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, runs up to me, and he says, I'm not going to do the accent. He says, I know you were taking a photo of me. And I was like, oh my God, what do I say? And so I was like, I'm so sorry. But he ended up being a really nice guy. I told him I was a musician. He said, you know, don't worry about it. He shook my hand. And the last thing he said to me was, good luck with the music thing. And being a very nervous, anxious 10-year-old, I said probably the worst thing that I could say. And as he was walking away, I said, thanks, you too. It would have been fine if he hadn't heard me, but he turned around and he said, I think I've got it. Today I decided to quit being a musician. Just kidding, I'm here. Anyways, this next song is a really awesome beachy tune that's going to be brought to you by a guy who is the exact same height as me.
Down in Jamaica, there lots of pretty women. Steal your money, then break your heart. Roll some sushi's and love without consent. Takes you from the fire to bed, Friday, on and on. Just keeps on trying. Try to slow it, feels like you're crying on and on.
Don't fall, guys.
Oh, Jimmy sits there, rolling saw his woman kissing another guy, so it takes a ladder, steals the stars from the sky, puts on some nitro and starts to lead to on and on. Just keeps on trying to slow it, feels like a
Thank you so much, everybody. That was On and On by Stephen Bishop. And fun fact, that was actually the first song that I ever soloed in this group, so it's nice to be able to bring that one back. My name is Peter. I'm 24 years old. I'm actually from Wareham, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I'm the local guy. Besides that, today he's the local guy. I'm 24 years old. I graduated 2 years ago with my bachelor's in psychology from UMass Amherst. And yeah, it's my third summer in the group. I'm managing the group's social media presence and as well as the website, so I do all the fun behind the scenes work. And if you were to send us a message on Facebook or reply to something when we get posted, I'd be the one to say hi to you back. So I encourage you to do so. Yeah, like I said, it's my third year in the group, and a yearly tradition that we always do is we'll go to an alumni of the group's house for this big annual bocce tournament. Does anybody here play bocce? It's a lot of fun. I've yet to make it past the semifinals, but I'm working on that for next year. But yeah, I was talking to one of the alumni. His name is Brian O'Shaughnessy. He was a music director way back in, I believe, 08.
Yeah, 08,
09. And it's always funny to hear from these guys because they lived in the same house that we now live in. And we've had the same house since like the late 90s, believe it or not. And so every guy that's been through Hyannis Sound has lived in that house. So all these guys have all these wacky stories about all the goings on in that house. And so I was kind of grilling Brian yesterday about that. And he was telling me that one of the guys in the group, Matt Rowe, would kind of stand. Do you know what Spider-Manning is when you're in a hallway and you put like one leg and one arm over here and then another leg and another arm over here, you're kind of suspended in the hallway between these two walls? You know what I'm talking about, or maybe no sense? And he said that he was a bigger guy. He was, I think, taller than me. And so he said that he got halfway up the wall, and then his leg just went right through the wall. And so Brian was telling me, he's like, yeah, it was really nice. We did a little bit of remodeling that. Oh yeah, no way. Yeah, I had a nice window. I had a nice window into the hallway. And then he told me how it happened, and I was like, well, that's a little bit disappointing. But the hole has been since patched up, so I mean, the house is in good enough condition for us to live in. So that's a good time. But yeah, we're gonna keep the show rolling. Thank you so much for coming out to see us. It is so awesome to be in Sharon for the first time, and Matt's old stomping ground. So we cannot wait to get this show on the road. This next one is going to be a top 40 hit. It's going to be brought to you by a guy who got 100 on an online quiz on his way up. Nerd.
We go together, better than birds of a feather, you and me. We change the weather, it's hot, yeah. I'm feeling heated and simple when you're around me. I've been dancing on top of cars, stumbling out of bars, follow you through the dark, can't get it up. You're the medicine and the pain, the tattoo inside my brain, and baby, you know it's obvious. I'm a sucker for you. About you. Thank you guys so much. I really thought I'd change the weather, and the sun is not as strong now. So I guess I did change the weather a little bit. Not to brag. My name is Colin. This is my first summer in Hyannis Sound. I'm originally from Winchester, Virginia, where it is even hotter than this, so I will gladly take this temperature. I just graduated from the University of Virginia about a month ago. With a double major in public policy and music. And in August, I will be heading back to UVA for a master's program in business analytics. That will be fun. Yeah, it's kind of funny that Peter mentioned that I got 100 on an online quiz on the way here today. I have to take this prerequisite course for that master's program, financial accounting, online. And doing it on a car ride is hard enough, but when you have Nolan driving and playing yacht rock the whole way, it's even more tough. But it is awesome to be here in Sharon. I'm so happy for Matt to be able to experience coming back to his hometown, seeing so many familiar places. It's truly bringing two different worlds together. In my collegiate acapella group down at UVA, I was the president of the group this past year, and so I got them to come to my hometown, which is about 2 hours away from university. And so it was so weird being at my church with all my friends from school, singing for all these people who didn't even know I sang. It is so cool to be able to have so many friends and family in the audience, be able to share what you're doing all the time with them. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it so far, and I hope that you continue to enjoy it as we keep it rolling. This next song is a song that's actually about a river about 10 minutes from my house down in Virginia. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Cross
That song was Shenandoah. It's an American folk song that the group has actually been singing since its inaugural summer, 1994. It's definitely an honor to be able to sing that song, because there's been a lot of alumni who've sung it in the past, and to be able to do that is really special. My name is Brendan. This is my second summer in Hyannis Sound. I am from Brooklyn, New York, originally. Wow, who's from Brooklyn? Good, I'm glad. I just finished my senior year at Ithaca College. I have one more semester, so like, a woo is good, but there's one more. So I study music and theater there. And so as was said, and I'm 22 years old. That's also important, I guess. And so we were at the lake today. It was very beautiful. And one thing I really, really loved about being at the lake was we did get to go boating. And as I'm from Brooklyn, there is not that much boating that happens in New York City. So it's very nice to be able to do that. And after we were boating, we actually got to go back to Matt's house, and we got to play with his 2 cats. Yes, I know. And I have 2 cats as well in Brooklyn. Their names are Fatty and Skinny. Haha, it's really true. And they're great, they're awesome. And I grew up with them. I got them when I was like 7 years old. And when I was growing up, I never had any sort of allergic reaction to them. I never had any issues. But then for some reason, I went to college and I came back. And I was like very allergic to my cats. I know, it was so sad. And so now every time I go home, I just pop a couple Zyrtec and I'm like kind of okay. But it's so hard because you just want to pet your cats and like get nuzzles and stuff. But you know, it doesn't really work when you're allergic. But I did pet your cats quite a lot. And I felt very, very stuffed up. But it was totally worth it. I love cats. So this next song is going to be an Earth, Wind, and Fire song. I hope you guys enjoy it.
my family's favorite song on earth. And I really So my name is Jarrell. This is my first summer here in Decatur, first time here in Sharon, and also my first time here in the group. So it's a lot of firsts this summer. I'm 20 years old. I come from Rochester, New York. It's like I'm like, hey. So I'm going into my junior year of college, where I'm studying packaging science at RIT.
Go Tigers!
What?
Go Tigers!
Yeah! Go Tigers! Oh, that just made me happy. So I like to think like everyone's like been a kid. They're like before, everyone's had like, I like to think everyone's been a kid, like most of us. And we always have like those moments where you're a kid and you just do really dumb things. And then you look back and you're like, why did I do that? I just thought like as we were out just hanging out, I just remembered when I was at least like 8 years old, I used to have like this red, yellow, and green tricycle. And I used to always ride this tricycle around the block. It's really not safe for an 8-year-old to ride around the block by himself. But we did it anyway. But I was riding this tricycle, and my brother was like, hey, you want to do something crazy? Now, picture it, my brother's 3 years older than me. So he's just obviously trying to lure me to do something I didn't want to do. So I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. And there's this huge hill that was like right next to my house. And he's like, ride down this hill as fast as you can. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then, as I'm getting ready to go down the hill, he jumps on the back of the tricycle, and he's just riding the back, going, extreme! And we ride down the hill. He hops off, and then I realize there's a curb at the bottom. So my tricycle hits the curb, and I do a full front flip off my tricycle onto my back. And the only thing I remembered seeing was just a clear sky and then my brother doing this right in my face. So, fun times being the younger sibling. We're gonna keep this, Ash can introduce us.
So, something kind of different that we've been doing in the group this summer than in previous summers is we spent a lot of time rehearsing our normal repertoire that you've been seeing. And so it can be kind of fun to just change it up and try something new each night. So we've been doing entirely improvised songs each night. So we're going to do one for you now. And I have to say, I have to give a special shout out to my parents, Mike and Donna over here. This show could not have happened without them. They have worked so hard in hanging up posters in Mandarin Taste and getting as much of the word out as we can. Thanks to all their work, there is a full audience here tonight, which is awesome. So tonight, you guys get the lucky privilege of choosing the topic for this next song. What's it going to be?
Watermelon.
Watermelon and
Deborah Sampson.
Swimming.
what?
Deborah Sampson.
Deborah Sampson. Watermelon. Who's Deborah Sampson? Deborah Sampson. Deborah Sampson? No. Okay, so you grow up in Sharon and you think that she's like a worldwide legend. She's not? Who knew? So Deborah Sampson, for those guys who don't know, she was in the American Revolutionary War. She dressed up as a male soldier in order to fight because she was just really, really cool. And then they didn't know until she got injured and they were like unwrapping her. They're like, oh my God, she's a woman. She was in Mulan, but in the Revolutionary War. So think Revolutionary Mulan. Great. Well, here goes Watermelon Deborah Sampson.
Yes, I
Anyone got the idea?
Would you like some watermelon, Deborah? Would you like some watermelon, Deborah? Would you like some watermelon, Deborah? Some watermelon, Deborah. Would you like some watermelon, Deborah? There we go. Would
to say, that is not a song that I ever thought I would sing. But it's kind of catchy. Would you like some Watermelon Deborah? Now available on iTunes, Spotify, and Apple Music. So anyways, that was that song we just made up. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Those things are really wild because you truly never know what's going to happen. But that was a lot of fun. And that was actually something we sort of played around with doing. I started an a cappella group here in Sharon at the high school called Pitch Please. We have some Pitch Please parents in the audience tonight. And a Pitch Please member, hi! Oh, that first year, that was a little like a janky year. And we used to do improv sometimes, but it was hard. You had to figure out the right format for them. You can't just kind of chaotically make something up. So we figured out how to kind of give, little harmonized trios, some bass perk, a solo, make it have more of a form. And it's cool to kind of see that develop from what we used to do in high school and then become what it is now. And speaking of high school, I have two important people in the audience tonight. I have my drama teacher, I guess I called you Mama, but technically Miss Dennis, and also Kayla Armstrong is over here. They ran the theater program. They did the drama and the choreography, and that was honestly kind of what sparked the fire under me to get really into performing and just like sharing music and performance with people, and I owe a lot to them. Being in this group has been probably the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life, and I would not be here if it weren't for you guys, so thank you. With that is going to be the last song of our first half, and then during that 15-minute intermission, we're going to have some merchandise on sale over the table over there. We have CDs, we have studio CDs, live CDs. The live CDs, unfortunately, do not feature Would You Like Some Watermelon Deborah, but they do have Shenandoah and a bunch of other great songs, and September, yeah. So you can check those out, and then we'll be back for another awesome set for you guys. We also have shirts, t-shirts available that are really cool. Yeah, let's do it.
We will also be selling tickets to our 25th anniversary reunion concert. That's going to be Saturday, August 3rd, and that's going to be in East Falmouth at the Cape Cod Church. It's a 1,000-person venue. We are so excited for this concert. So check your calendars out. I'll be over at the table with my computer selling tickets for that. Those tickets are a flat rate of $20 and they're general admission.
Okay, here we go. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Why don't you come on over?
All right, Sharon, it's time to make it swing. I want to bring you guys a little Amy Winehouse. All right, here we go. Well, sometimes I go out myself and I look across the water. Ooh, beautiful.